Hello. I am reading Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by Schwab. I have the book over here. Of course, I'm also having an audiobook because that's the kind of reader I generally am. Anyways, I am like 8%, only 8% of the way into this. We're in Lottie's point of view. No, we just went back into Maria's point of view. And so far, I have one connection that I'm thinking of currently, and that is Lottie and Maria are the same person. That something happened to Maria, which I have very bad feelings for right now. Because she knew her lot in life. She had to be married to somebody. She chose a rich guy, and he's like, well, she'll learn how to be a wife. I mean, the mom's warning of men like him take what they want. They get used to getting what they want and taking what they want. So, like, we're set up for some pretty rough stuff in that regard. But I am expecting it from this kind of book anyways. I'm just like, how is she going to respond? How's it actually going to play out? Is she going to get, like, she's probably going to have to take a lot of shit, but is she at least going to get hers? Like, that's what I want to know. I want to predict that she's going to be the one that is a vampire, and that she turns into Lottie, who is interacted with Alice, and that's what I've seen so far. So, predictions. I am very low the way in, so I just wanted to get that down, and I will be back once I've read a little bit more. But having good vibes. It's very beautiful writing, as V. Schwab always has beautiful writing. I'm wondering where we're going. Okay, see you in a minute. It's happening. It is so happening. Poor Maria. Oh, I really want her. But with the focus on the widow, I'm really hoping that she poisons him, kills him, something, becomes a widow. That is my hope. What a fucking bastard. Not that I expected anything less. At least it's not beating her and stuff. But I am interested in what's going to happen between her and the mom. I have a feeling that the Count is going to make grab hands. But we shall see. We shall see. Okay, I'm going to go back to it. Okay, so Maria just caught sight of the widow again. And she looks the same. It's been like 10 years. I'm pretty sure she's the vampire, especially linked with how Alice is behaving after being bitten by Lottie. Like, I see connections. So she's just about to go in there with the widow, and that is my prediction for the moment. She's gonna find out that she's a vampire, not a witch. Okay, going back to it. So yes, she was a vampire, and now Maria is a vampire. But what I didn't expect was for Maria to kill Sabine, the widow. I did not expect that. This is, of course, the cliffhanger right before the end. Wait, Kitty. The cliffhanger right before the end of our chunk that we're reading for this week in the read along. And oh my god, I cannot wait. I need to keep going. Okay, so those are my raw thoughts. At the moment, I will be back with some more analyzed, like, coherentness. You got to see my reactions. Let's actually talk about this. Okay, it'll be a second for you, but it's probably going to be a little while for me. Okay, so welcome to our critique or read along wrap up of the first chunk of this book, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, V. Schwab. Oh my goodness, I am so happy already. We're off to a roaring start. I apologize because my notes are over there, so bear with me. And the cats are very beggy. The cats are very beggy right now. So there are a lot of layers going on with this right now. Young Maria, to start off with, I connect with her immediately. I love her. She's a great way to jump into the story, especially with her attitude. I knew I was gonna like her attitude straight off. And the thought of her, like, smiling, the thought of revenge at her brother for being a dick, and instead of retaliating right then, like that slow smile, and him cringing at, like, what she's going to do, like, it set up her character so well. We're also introduced to the switchiness really early on, and women's roles, gender roles, that kind of thing, especially in the 1500s. And I like how we also contrast that with Alice. Before I get there, the introduction of witches and widows. The widow specifically is a great jumping off point before we go to the future and we come back to the past, because the widow is so important, and I didn't realize until I set the chapters for next week that the widow has a point of view, and that makes me so excited to figure out what's going to happen. Anyways, we're not there yet. The juxtaposition of Alice and Maria. So our 1500s Maria and our, was it 2000s Alice? Yes, 2019 as her death date. And, so, first of all, I'm pretty sure Maria's Lottie. Like, that is my prediction. You saw me thinking that. I still think that. Like, there's nothing that tells me that that's not true. So I'm thinking that. And I like the two of them together, the dynamic of this woman who knows herself, because we get to see Maria through this discovery that she enjoys women over men. And Alice already knows this, and her getting to pull that awkwardness out of her, like, you know that you want this, so let me show you what it's like, what it's really like. I've really, really enjoyed that part of it too. You can tell I love this book. I keep hugging it. But I like how the arc swings back and forth, and how they like keep coming back and forth toward each other. I think they're going to reunite at some point in the future. Definitely. Okay. I'm wondering if Alice is changing because she's sick, or if that's just blood loss. And the reason I'm wondering this is because when Marie changes at the end from drinking, she has to drink Sabine's blood back. And I don't think that happened for Alice. It may be. Maybe that's something that's coming. I'm not sure. But I'm curious as to what is truly going on with Alice, because there's some hints already of something changing in her. Maybe even like a small change that happens when you're bitten from a vampire. I don't know the world well enough yet, and I'm excited to see what she decides to do with that part, because she's putting some layers down, she's putting some hints. And I really like Alice. I find her very sweet, especially when we get that background of her and her sister running away from their stepmother, because in the present it seems like her and her Alice and her stepmother get along pretty well, but the newness of the stepmother really affected her older sister. And I'm wondering what's going to go on with her older sister, because we're shown that for a very specific reason. And that gives me some dark predictions about what may have happened to Alice's sister. And I'm sorry that I don't remember her name right off, but I'm getting some bad vibes. So she's been pointed out for a reason, and I want to know why. I'm just putting it out there. I don't know why yet, but yes. Okay, back to Maria. The moment I saw her betrothed on paper, on screen, I knew bad shit was going to happen. I mean, come on, it's 1500. She's going to be married off. We know what her role is. And she picks a rich guy, which solves some problems, right? Like, she's never gonna have to go hungry again. She doesn't have to worry about a roof over her head. And for the rich guys of the time and how they're usually presented, he's not too terrible. Like, he doesn't beat her. He does make decisions without her. He treats her like an object. He's so holy when she talks about her pleasure. He's like, that's not what you're meant for. You're meant to be a vessel for my seat. Like, misogyny at its best. But I don't find that he's particularly cruel to her just to be cruel to her, if that makes sense, because it could have gone so much worse. But I still want him to give us comeuppance, because really we're the other half of the species. Come on. So I'm waiting for that, and I'm pretty sure we're on the precipice of that. I may have peaked. I don't want to give it away, but I'm wondering, since that's not going to take the entirety of the book, and she's changed into a vampire quite early on in this, and Sabine dies, what is the story going to actually be about? Because I thought it was going to be like her breaking free and finding her way with the widow, but that's not what's happening. That is not what is happening, okay? So, I don't know. I'm excited. I like it when an author, like, sets all these things up and then topples them all really quickly, and I'm left going, now what? I have no idea. I like being surprised. I like not knowing what's going to happen in a book, which is generally why I try to forget as quickly as I read it what the descriptions and whatnot say. So, like, since it's been a while, I don't remember what the description says for this, since, you know, I was selling it, and that makes me pretty excited. So, okay. Is there anything else we need to talk about? I don't know. Is Maria Lottie? Is she actually Lottie? Let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you have any predictions about the sister, about Maria, about Sabine, about Alice? What's going on? How are they connected? I want to know your thoughts. So if you want to see this written out, I did a blog post. I'll link it down below. Sign up for the newsletter, because I will share this with you guys every week. We do a read along and other stuff too on the newsletter, behind the scenes stuff. So yeah, okay. We are going to be reading up to page 231 next week. It's our right before we get to Alice for, I think, a second time in this section. What did I say it was? It's right up to the second section with Sabine. So we ended, where did we end? 113? Yeah, we ended at 113 this last time. Or 112. 112 last time. We're going to 231 next time. I'm going to stop babbling. I will see you then. Bye!